In today's video, we take a look at the reprint cards for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid and compare them to the originals. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away.
Up first, we have Defensive Stance. It is from the Shattered Grid expansion. So this, out of all of these, is one of the few cards that you could have semi-easily gotten at retail, because this is from the retail expansion Shattered Grid. It is for the Hyperforce Red. As you can see, the only difference is in the original, in the reprint, they have changed maneuver from reaction. Up next, we have the Green Ranger's replacement card with the original. Now, one thing that I do like about this game, especially as they get into Phase 2, they have it where with their Oliver deck rules to be able to make up your own deck, because at that point you'll probably have multiple different cards for the rules of, the number of cards, the number of shields. So having these two really isn't a bad thing, because now I can decide which one I want. Because unlike a lot of these that have very minor changes, these two are two completely different cards. And I can see where you would want to use one or over the other depending on what style of play you are playing within that game, or what you might be wanting to do. So having both options is very cool. I really like that idea. I personally am hoping they mess up more cards or decide they want to take more cards. Because for me, the more cards I get, the more options I have, the more diversity I can do, the more changes I can make, customization I can make in the game, the better. Here we can see where the original both have the same attack with 2 dice, where with this one, you may re-roll any number of dice during this attack. That is an insane ability. That is super strong. They changed that. Before rolling, you may remove 1 die from this attack. If you do, return this card to your hand instead of discarding it after the attack resolves. So that also is very cool, because that allows you to do those little nerf hits. So you can, especially if you have cards that let you stack attacks, so that way you can keep going. Also, the more cards you have, it goes along with your life and everything that it has there. It gives you more options of getting rid of things. You're not having to take stuff or whatever. So both have their point. Both have their merit. Where I could see where you would want either one of them. I, of course, like the original better, but having that customization I really like, and I am happy for that. Here we have the Z Putty Patrol's Overwhelm card with the reprint and the originals. As we can see, the only change that they have made is that they have removed that fast keyword. Other than that, the card is the exact same. And of course, with all of these cards, the number of cards that you got equals the number that was in the original. So since there were 2 of these in the base, we got 2 reprints. And the same thing goes with all the rest. If there was 2 in the box, we got 2. If there was only 1, we got 1, so forth and so on. Here we have the reason these replacement cards were sent out in the first place. Within the within the Kickstarter exclusive box, we got the White Ranger, but as you can see with the originals, it is missing the shields. So that was the whole point of the reprint, to get cards out that actually have the shields on them. That is, of course, the only difference they have done. Here again is, of course, the originals. And here, as we can see, we have the shields added on. Well, there you have it, all of the replacement cards for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, where the first one came separate from the other ones. It is for the Shattered Grid expansion. It is one of the expansions that you can get relatively easy at retail. The rest are for the Kickstarter exclusive cards. If you need any of these, their website is still up and running for you to submit your form for replacement cards. I will put a link to that address in the description below. I hope this helped you to see what they were, to possibly even remind you that these are out there. So if you need to get them, what they are, how to get them, and so you can actually see the differences, see the changes that they have made, and see, if it's worth it, if it's something you actually need to spend your time to do. Well, until next time, guys, I'll see you later.